What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. This is Leo's Nerd Talk, and today we're going to be going over Spider-Man No Way Home. So let's get into that. Hi, my name is Leo, and we're talking about any movie, TV show, video game related, or just anything nerdy. You are in the right place. And like I said, today we are talking about Spider-Man No Way Home. So without further ado, let's get into the review. Now, the time of recording this, I am going to watch Spider-Man Brand New Day tonight. So we are here wrapping up the first three Tom Holland movies in preparation for the Brand New Day film. I also did reviews of all the Tobey Maguire movies, all the Andrew Garfield movies. I never got a chance to do the animated ones just because of the moving and the wedding and all that stuff. There was a lot going on, so I never had a chance to really review those. I might still throw them into the ranking once I do a Spider-Man movie ranking, but we'll see how I feel because I do need to rewatch those as well. But we finally have come to the piece de resistance, the No Way Home Spider-Man movie, Tom Holland, the return of Andrew Garfield, the return of Tobey Maguire, the big spectacle movie, the one Marvel movie that's felt just as big of an event as something like is Infinity War or Endgame. So we are finally here reviewing this movie, and I'm so excited that I got to watch it because I haven't seen this movie since its release in theaters. For me, it's one of those movies that I like enjoyed so much. And I've heard so many people say that's not rewatchable. It doesn't have the same effect. You don't have the same feel. And I was wondering if I was going to have those kind of feelings watching this movie after, what is it now? I think it came out in 21. So 5 years or so, 5, 6 years. So seeing this movie, though, it is still absolutely incredible. Obviously, we'll go into my pros and cons of the movie, but it is still incredible to see all these returning characters, all the returning Spider-Mans, returning villains, how it meshes all together. It is still an absolute blast of a movie. But before I give you my pros and cons about No Way Home, let me know what you guys think about this movie in the comment section down below. Is this your guys' favorite Spider-Man? I know for a lot of people, this is their favorite Spider-Man movie. But again, let me know what you guys think about it in the comment section down below, as well as share your excitement for Brand New Day. With that being said, let's go ahead and get straight into my pros. And starting my pros is obviously just having everybody returning. You have Green Goblin returning, Sandman, Doc Ock, Electro, Lizard. I feel like I'm missing someone. I might not be. That might be everybody. But seeing everybody just come back in this way and all of them coming after Peter, having the realization that they're not in their universe, they're not on their world, and this is a different Peter Parker, and how that all kind of transcends and everything with Doctor Strange and how it's starting to kind of ripple through the multiverse. And if they don't fix this spell or do something to contain it, it's going to rip the fabric of the multiverse, and every single person in every single universe that has ever known who Peter Parker is going to come to our universe, and that would be an absolute disaster. So it's just an awesome setup. It's awesome seeing all these different characters returning and seeing them all go toe to toe with our our Tom Holland Spider-Man, and see how he kind of fares against them. You can see that the different skill levels between all the different Spider-Mans just based off how well they are to fight against these different enemies. But yeah, it is just awesome to see that. And then of course, this movie is 5, 6 years old or whatever, so we shouldn't be too worried about spoilers, especially because it's all over the place. But Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield returning, of course, as Spider-Man in this universe, and having all three live action Spider-Mans in action all together, interacting with each other. I mean, what more can you ask for a Spider-Man fan? For me, Spider-Man being my second favorite superhero of all time, seeing all three Spider-Mans in the same vicinity together, all interacting with each other, all having these quippy banter and that brotherly love that just felt instant. It's just incredible to see them interacting with each other, and not only that, being in action with each other now, because they're going to be fighting all of these enemies that have returned together and have to work as a team, where two of these Spider-Mans have not ever been in a team before. So having to kind of go through those little hoops and obstacles to work together as a team to defeat and cure all of these supervillains that have come from all these different universes. So it is just a blast of a movie for that sake. The aspect of it not being rewatchable because you already know that these characters are returning, I don't think the rewatchability goes down because you already know that. I still think this still has a lot of excitement to it, and it has a lot of emotion to it as well. You have a lot of moments in this movie where you have Peter Parker's exchanging their experiences, and it brings a lot of emotion. It has a lot of heart, and I found myself tearing up in certain moments, and even the whole MJ scene towards the end of the movie where you have Andrew Garfield kind of feeling like he kind of redeemed himself. And that's all a great emotional moment. There's so many things that happen in this movie that just bring so much enjoyment. It brings so much heart, and it's just a fantastic film throughout. You can nitpick things here and there of the story and how things kind of transcend. That this all happened because Peter Parker did not get into college. I get it. It's a dumb setup, but the overall movie, it just feels so exciting and so satisfying for a Spider-Man fan. And I've heard people complain about that before, where this movie, they turned a different leaf on it. This movie sucks because the setup is so dumb. All this, the multiverse almost ripped because Peter Parker didn't get into college. I get that. It's a little bit again, it's a little bit of a dumb setup, but in the grand scheme of things, when you're watching the movie, you're not really thinking that. It's kind of one of those things where afterwards, when you're talking with people about the film, someone might bring it up, and you're like, "Oh, yeah, that's you're right. That's kind of weird." But as you're watching the movie, it's not really going through your head, and they do kind of try to nail it in, like, "Oh, this all happened because you didn't go into college a couple of times," but you still don't feel like that's as ruining the movie in any means, you know. And then of course you have just, again, more emotional moments like stuff with Aunt May and her giving him the line of great responsibility, or with great power comes great responsibility, and that finally kind of coming full circle for our Peter Parker in this universe, Tom Holland. So there's just a lot of things that you can just have fun with and enjoy. And I can nitpick things again, like I said, but overall, I'm watching the movie and I'm just having a absolute blast. I enjoy the camera work as well. All the action sequences are really fun, easy to follow, great movements and acrobatics and choreography with all the fight sequences. I think the visuals look absolutely stunning as well. It has a lot of bright colors. There are some moments that we'll get into cons, but that aren't as bright. But overall, like when you in the daylight, in when they're fighting at the Statue of Liberty, it all looks incredible. All the special effects and CGI looks incredible as well. So I think the camera work, the action, and the CGI did look fantastic. I also like the suit that Tom Holland is wearing. He has the Iron Spider suit at the beginning, and something happens where it gets damaged, and he brings back his old, just regular fabric suit, and he gets that nanotech back, and it kind of is a mixture of the fabric suit mixed with the nanotech. I think it looks pretty cool, pretty sleek. I still do prefer just a regular normal suit on our Peter Parkers, but I do still think it looks pretty good and looks way better than the Iron Spider suit. I think the Iron Spider suit, I used to really like it, but seeing it in these last two movies, there's something about it that I just really don't like. It looks too bulky. It looks really weird. I just do not like the Iron Spider suit. So I like this little mixture. So I do like this suit. And then, of course, seeing Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield's suit back in action, I mean, that's just incredible as well. Overall, I mean, this is just a fantastic movie, such a fun movie. Again, you can nitpick all these little things, but as just for pure Spider-Man enjoyment, this is a absolute incredible movie. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the cons. And I'm not going to really nitpick little things. I'm going to say a couple of things, something that we've already mentioned. Not saying that this is a con for me, but I can say that, of course, a con could be the whole setup of just because Peter Parker didn't go to college, the whole multiverse is ripping apart because of that one little incident. So I can see why people might have that as a negative. It's not really a negative for me. One thing, another is the movie in certain sequences is very, very dark. You can't really make out a lot of things, and especially watching the movie like on my TV in daytime with all the blinds closed, like, and there's just a little bit of light coming through for it that much to not see really anything. The movie is really, really dark in certain aspects, and just the lighting is just not nice, where you can't really make out anything that's going on unless there's a sunlight out, or electricity lighting up the sequence. Other than that, it's just extremely dark. So it was kind of hard to see what was happening in certain moments while I was watching it right now. And one thing I'll say is that, again, another Spider-Man movie that is not street level, that is not just Spider-Man in New York. We finally have him in New York, but guess what? It's multiversal. It's Doctor Strange is involved. We got portals and all these different villains coming through, multiple Spider-Mans. It's once again, it's not a standalone Spider-Man movie, letting Spider-Man be himself in New York fighting crime. It has to be this overarching multiversal type of thing. And with Doctor Strange being involved in this, Doctor Strange kind of seems like he goes back and forth with his rules. At one point in the movie, he's talking about this is their fate. If they die, they die. And then at the end of the movie, Peter Parker's curing all of them. Curing them is gonna mess up the multiverse. Because that's not what the multiverse or what their timeline is meant to do. So, and he just accepts it and lets it happen. So he goes a lot back and forth, and of course that ends up being a bigger thing because of that. But as just looking in within the movie, Doctor Strange, he goes back and forth of how he wants to do things and what rules matter and what multiverse things are going to affect what. And again, he just goes back and forth. So that's one thing that you can nitpick out of that as well, is that you have uh, a universe that goes so much on, we have to do it a certain way, and then everything just changes up and it's fine, we'll figure it out. So I mean, that happens a lot, right? There's a lot of retcons, there's a lot of things that go on and stuff like that. But when you have a character that really hones in on that point at the beginning of the movie, and then by the end of it, it doesn't really matter, you can kind of nitpick that as well. But I think that's going to be it for this one, guys. I still thoroughly enjoy Spider-Man No Way Home. It is one of the best Spider-Man movies of all time, of course. But again, if you guys have time with a movie, TV show, video game related, or just anything nerdy, you are in the right place. Make sure that like and subscribe button. I'll see you guys on the next video. Thank you.